Even if I never called you Bubby, I want to write this poem in the spirit of remembrance.
I don't remember her. She died when I was 10, I think. It was my sister's birthday. She cried. It was more because her birthday was ruined than because Grandma was gone.
You were never a central part of my life. You lived in New York. I lived in Chicago. I've seen photos of you when you were young, and I've heard most of your stories from other family members.
My dad once told me when he was too little to see above a deli stand, his mother would take a quarter from that day's earnings and let him make his way through the stampede of brown-eyed Brownian motion that was Jewish Max Street.
Grandma lived in Florida. When we visited, I'd catch geckos.
He'd lift his arm to the invisible vendor, the quarter would transform into a hot dog, no ketchup.
It is a pitiful thing to admit that you have less respect for a family member than for the moth you found in your closet after it ate through the sleeve of your favorite shirt.
I want to write this poem in the spirit of remembrance.
And every time you visited me, I always wanted to touch your hands, to examine every Blue River vein down your arm, count the constellations of freckles. Grandma?
Lynn, though I respect you as kin, I have slightly more respect for the moth that crunched between my fingers while devouring my shirt to feed its young, because it, unlike you, knows how to care for its family. And so I would rather bestow the title Grandma upon its mutilated remains than upon you. Because you never cared enough to realize that being a mother takes more than opening your legs after your water breaks.
I want to write this poem in the spirit of remembrance.
And you never cared enough to realize that being a grandmother takes more than sending distant congratulations when your daughter's water breaks.
She took us to the beach. I had an orange octopus. When you pressed it into the sand, it left its print behind.
Even if I never called you Bubby, I want to write this poem in the spirit of remembrance. You were Maxwell Street. Your heart a place that anyone could call home.
Like, you never cared enough to pass me the thimble when I pricked my baby fingers fat as I learned how to embroider, because you never cared enough to look over and notice that I was trying something new.
And I want to examine every Blue River vein down your arm that leads to the silvery field on your head, speckled with your black curly hair, that I will pull back into a bun. I will pull back my own sleeves to show that no river has yet worn into, that has no wrinkles or age spots, but just freckles that grow more faint each year.
Like, you never cared enough to tell me stories because you had no stories, because you didn't care enough to experience the mundane with me, because you never cared enough to transform mundanity into memories, into stories to tell me.
At her funeral, I watched everyone cry.
Your heart was a place where crossing the street meant saying hello, marhaba.
I was thirsty.
Or keeping my Sabbath days holy by coming out to my Saturday soccer games.
I look at my own constellations. I wonder where my dreams will take me.
And all I wanted to ask you before I died was how I could find God as clearly as you did, so that I could be a prophet and bring your love to the chosen people, deemed such by their meeting your standard of having a heartbeat.
Exactly like you never cared enough to teach me to put cedar chips between my clothes so I didn't get moths caring for their kids and grandkids by eating through the sleeves of my favorite shirts.
When they put her into the ground, everyone threw a handful of dirt in after. I picked up as much as I could. It was heavy. There was a rock mixed in. It hit the coffin. I can still hear it bouncing.